From street kid to football king. Prologue. The boy who defied the odds. In the heart of Rosario, Argentina, a little boy kicked a torn football across the dusty streets. His feet were small, his legs thin, but his eyes carried something powerful, a dream. That boy was Lionel Andres Messi. Before the stadium lights, before the world called him the greatest of all time, Messi was just a child from a working-class neighborhood, playing barefoot, driven by a love that no one could explain, not even himself. This is the story the world never truly saw. A story of struggle, sacrifice, and unshakable belief. The untold story of Lionel Messi. Chapter 1. The streets of Rosario, Rosario. Late 1980s. A humble town, known for its factories, football, and working families. Jorge Messi worked at a steel plant. Celia, his mother, was a cleaner part-time to support the family. They had no luxury, but they had love. From the moment Lionel could walk, he could dribble. He followed the ball like it was part of him. His grandmother, Celia, noticed this spark first. She was his biggest fan, the one who would take him to training, cheer from the sidelines, and tell everyone, "Un día, este chico será un gran jugador." One day, this boy will be a great player. At only 5 years old, Messi joined his first club, Grandoli. His coach, amazed, once said, "He was so small I thought the bigger kids would hurt him." But when he touched the ball, they couldn't even catch him. But behind every smile, there was a shadow forming, one that would soon test him harder than any defender ever could. Chapter 2. The silent battle by the age of 10. Messi's talent was already legendary in Rosario, but something wasn't right. He was smaller, much smaller, than the other kids his age. Doctors diagnosed him with a growth hormone deficiency. The news hit the family like a storm. The treatment cost nearly $900 a month and a fortune for them. His father tried every way to pay for it. Extra shifts, loans, prayers. But soon money ran out. Most clubs admired Messi's talent, but walked away when they heard about his condition. Too risky, they said. Too expensive. Messi's dream, the only thing he lived for, was slipping away, until one club made a decision that would change football history forever. Chapter 3. The Napkin. That changed everything in September 2000. A 13-year-old Lionel Messi and his father flew to Barcelona. It was their last hope. At the club's training ground, Messi played a short session, quiet, shy, but magical. He danced past defenders like wind. Scouts were stunned. Barcelona's technical director, Carlos Rexach, said afterward, "This boy is a genius. We cannot let him go." But the club hesitated again because of his medical costs. Rexach, unwilling to lose him, grabbed the nearest thing he could find, a napkin, and wrote a contract right there. In Barcelona's name, I, Carlos Rexach, agree to sign Lionel Messi. A napkin. That simple piece of paper changed world football forever. Messi's journey to Europe had begun, alone, far from home, scared, but armed with a dream his grandmother always believed in. Chapter 4. The boy who spoke with his feet in. Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia, Messi barely spoke. He was quiet, shy, and often homesick. The other kids called him El Mudo, the mute one. But when he played, everything changed. The silence broke into poetry. He scored goals that left even his coaches speechless. His control, speed, and balance unmatched. He wasn't just playing football. He was painting art. Yet life outside the pitch was lonely. He missed Argentina, his family, his friends, and especially his grandmother, Celia. She had passed away before seeing him become a star. Every time Messi scored, he pointed to the sky. That was for her. Chapter 5. The debut of a legend, November 16, 2003. Messi made his first team debut for Barcelona at just 16 years old. The crowd barely knew his name, but his teammates, especially Ronaldinho, saw the spark. Ronaldinho told the dressing room, "You will see this kid. He will be better than me." In 2005, Messi scored his first official goal for Barcelona, assisted by Ronaldinho. The two shared a smile that symbolized a passing of the torch, from one magician to another. By 2009, under Pep Guardiola, Messi became the heart of the most beautiful football ever played. Tiki-taka, speed, vision, magic. Messi was unstoppable. That year, Barcelona won 6 trophies, a perfect season. Messi lifted the Ballon d'Or, the first of many, but even kings face storms. Chapter 6. The rivalry that shaped an era. Then came Cristiano Ronaldo. Fierce, powerful, and equally hungry for greatness. Their rivalry became the heartbeat of world football. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Messi versus Ronaldo. Genius versus machine. For more than a decade, they pushed each other to impossible heights. Each record one broke, the other shattered next week. Each trophy one lifted, the other chased harder. The world watched, not just two players, but two forces rewriting history in real time. And in that rivalry, Messi became something more than a player. He became a symbol of grace, humility, and artistry. Chapter 7. Pain in Blue and White. While Messi conquered Europe, one thing haunted him: Argentina. At every international tournament, he came so close, yet so far. Final after final, 2007, 2014, 2015, 2016, heartbreak after heartbreak. The world called him a genius, but back home, some fans called him a failure. He wins for Barcelona, but not for Argentina, they said. In 2016, after losing another Copa America final, Messi broke down and announced his retirement from international football. It was the lowest moment of his life. But legends don't end in defeat. They rise again. Chapter 8. Redemption. 1 year later, Messi returned to Argentina's team. When reporters asked why, he said softly, "I love this country too much to quit." In 2021, the long-awaited moment arrived. Copa America Final, Argentina versus Brazil. At Maracanã Stadium, the unthinkable happened. Argentina won. Messi lifted his first international trophy. He cried like a child, surrounded by teammates chanting his name. For the first time, his country didn't just respect him, they loved him as their own. Chapter 9. The Last Dance in 2022. The world gathered in Qatar for the FIFA World Cup. At 35, Messi knew this was his last chance, the final chapter of a 20-year dream. He led Argentina through war after war, against Netherlands, Croatia, and finally France. In the final, a 3-3 thriller, Messi scored twice. Then came penalties. When Gonzalo Montiel scored the winning goal, Messi fell to his knees, tears flooding his face. He had finally done it. Messi, the boy from Rosario, was now a world champion. That night, under the desert lights of Lusail Stadium, Messi lifted the World Cup, the trophy that had escaped him his whole life, and the world whispered in unison, "Now, he's truly the king." Chapter 10. Legacy of a King, from the streets of Rosario to the peaks of world football. Messi's story isn't just about goals or trophies. It's about faith, family, resilience, and love. A boy who was told he was too small to succeed, who became the biggest name in sports history. He changed football not just with numbers but with emotion. Every touch, every dribble, every celebration pointed to one truth. Greatness isn't given. It's earned, fought for, and felt from the heart. Epilogue. The dream lives on. Messi once said, "You have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it." Today, millions of kids around the world kick footballs across their own dusty streets, dreaming to be like him, and maybe, just maybe, one of them will carry his torch forward. But there will never be another Messi. There will never be another story quite like this. This is the legend of Lionel Messi, Legacy of a King Extended. When the dust of the World Cup settled and the confetti stopped falling, Lionel Messi stood in the middle of the pitch, hands on his hips, tears in his eyes, looking up at the golden trophy that had defined his life's journey. He wasn't just holding a cup. He was holding every sacrifice, every sleepless night, and every tear shed in silence since that day in Rosario when a little boy first kicked a broken football on the streets. The cameras flashed. Fans screamed his name and the world watched, not just a champion, but a man who had carried the hopes of millions for over 2 decades, and finally, he had nothing left to prove. A journey beyond greatness. Messi's story isn't about a footballer who won everything. It's about a child who dreamed when dreaming seemed impossible. He wasn't the tallest. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't even the loudest, but he was the purest. His game was a language, spoken not with words, but with movement. Every dribble whispered courage. Every pass told a story. Every goal was a heartbeat. He taught the world that you don't need arrogance to be great. You need consistency, discipline, and love for what you do. And for over 20 years, he reminded everyone that football is still a game of emotion. Not marketing, not power, but magic. The cost of greatness behind every highlight reel. There was pain. Messi spent years in silence, away from family, battling homesickness and pressure no teenager should face. There were nights he sat alone in Barcelona's dormitory, missing his mother's cooking, missing his grandmother's voice. There were mornings when he woke up too tired to move, injecting medicine into his legs, the same legs that would one day dance past world-class defenders. Greatness has a cost. Messi paid it quietly. He never bragged, never demanded attention. Even after breaking records, becoming Barcelona's top scorer, winning 7 Ballon d'Ors, lifting 40-plus trophies. He never shouted, "I am the best." He let the ball speak for him. The Barcelona era, a love written in goals for more than 2 decades. The untold story of Lionel Messi. From street kid to football king. Prologue. The boy who defied the odds. In the heart of Rosario, Argentina, a little boy kicked a torn football across the dusty streets. His feet were small, his legs thin, but his eyes carried